This week on the Racer X Show, Endurocross raced up Idaho in about 4 degrees. But the racing was hot, and we chat up the man who's in control of the points. The 2014 ISTE is in the books, and the U.S. won a medal, but it wasn't easy. A world championship was decided in Ohio, and we've got the scoop. Plus Supercross in France, Spain's new Superbike champ is American, and more. Hello and welcome to the Racer X Show, presented by Chaparral Motorsports. I'm Greg. Thanks for joining us here on our race highlight and news show. Even though most of the country is really chilly right now, including right here in Morgantown, West Virginia, racing's still going on, from international stuff all the way to regional action. So here we go.
The Racer X Show with Greg White is presented by Chaparral Motorsports. Visit Chaparral Motorsports online at chapmoto.com. And by Acerbis, innovative and protective off-road accessories.
Factory Beta and Stillwell performance back Cody Webb took the win at a, chilly Ford Idaho Center in Nampa, Idaho over the weekend. And his reward? Webb now controls the 2014 Geico AMA Endurocross season with 1 round to go. How did it all happen? Well, we're here to show you. When the gate dropped, Christini all-wheel drive rider Wally Palmer snatched the next entire hole shot. That's $500. But behind Palmer, turn 1 is a tight one, with Webb and factory FMF KTM's Taylor Robert squeezing through a wave of riders into second and third. Webb quickly moved around Palmer for the lead. Rockstar JCR Honda Lucas Oil's Colton Haker came through the first turn 6th, with factory Red Bull KTM's Taddy Blazuziak buried in 11th. A few laps later, and Haker put his head down, hit past Robert for second twice after getting stuck behind a lapper. That allowed Webb to stretch his advantage to about 7 seconds, but Haker wasn't done and had cut the lead to 3 seconds with 2 laps to go. Last lap, he catches the leader, and he had it pinned into the first wood pile in the last corner of the last lap. But his Honda hit the deck just yards from the finish. Haker would pick his bike up and come across the line third, saving valuable points. However, Webb now has a 13-point cushion over Haker and 15 points ahead of defending and 5-time Endurocross champ Taddy Blazuziak. As I mentioned before, California native Cody Webb leads the way in the Endurocross Championship with 1 race to go, and the final race is in his home state. We wanted to find out more about this 6'4", 26-year-old from Watsonville. So here he is. Welcome to the Racer X Show, Cody. Good to have you here, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on the show today.
Yeah, it's awesome. So a lot of people may not know a lot about you. Obviously, I said you're 6'4", you're 26 years old from Watsonville, but tell us about your background in motorcycle racing. How did that all come about?
Yeah, I've never even really raced motorcycles growing up, honestly. I grew up on the trial scene, and my dad used to compete in the national series, and naturally I just dwelled right into that little niche and pretty much rode trials solely for years on end, and started competing in the pro class at only 15 years old, riding trials. And I saw all these people riding endurocross on trials bikes, and I figured, well, I could probably do a good thing at that. So kind of naturally just made the transition on a dirt bike, and my mom always told me dirt bikes were too dangerous growing up, so I went and bought my own when I was 19.
From what I understand, this year there's a lot more to it for you. You started to train in another discipline in riding a motorcycle, correct?
Yeah, I coming from a trials background, you're just by yourself and there's no one else, and the aggression is pretty low. So I started going to a lot of motocross practice days, and I knew my weakness was my aggression, and it's really kind of been playing off. Been way more aggressive on the bike and pushing a lot harder, and a good strong trials background with motocross kind of mixed in. It's been stepping my game up a lot this year.
And how has the season been this year?
The season's been great. I haven't finished off the podium once, and last year I rode really strong at the end of the season, but unfortunately I got an injury and broke my foot. So I knew this season I'd be close to being a title contender, and here I am coming to the last race with the points lead. So it's been a phenomenal year, and I just got to keep doing what I've been doing all year, and it's been paying off, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. You look like you're in a library. What's that all about?
Yeah, I'm at San Jose State right now, library. You caught me when I was at school today, and I go to school all day, twice a week to try and become an engineer. So it's a little stressful trying to do it all, but I'm glad I'm doing it, because when I hang up the boots, at least I'll be able to do something and hopefully make probably more money than I make right now racing.
Let's talk about this championship, man. You're a couple days away from going down to Southern California and try to wrap this thing up. I know you haven't won it yet, but what do you think it's going to mean to you versus the championships you won in trials, winning this Endurocross series? Because it has been such a long season too when it starts.
Yeah, this season really drags out for a long time, and there's big breaks in between. So you got to stay on top of your game the whole time. But to win an Endurocross championship, I grew up trials, and that was always really cool. And the thing is, the niche in trials is a lot smaller compared to Endurocross, and now I have, magazines. All the magazines are posting stuff about me, and I just feel like I'm way more involved in the off-road world. So to win the Endurocross championship would mean a huge amount to me, and I just want to prove to everyone that I'm one of the nation's best off-road riders at all-around riding.
All right, man. Well, thanks so much, and congratulations on your win last weekend. We look forward to seeing how things turn out in a couple days.
Yeah, me too. Thank you.
All right, well, you heard Cody say that he stepped things up in his program by riding motocross, which leads me to our Supercross segment, sponsored by Acerbis. Over the weekend, some big names in the motocross, supercross world showed up for the Bercy Supercross. Well, it's not exactly Bercy for the next 2 years. It's Lille, or Lille, I don't know how the French pronounce it. But anyway, the event is 2 days, 2 races a day, all 4 mains adding up to an overall winner. As usual, you might recognize some of the racers. Justin Barcia, Malcolm Stewart, Josh Hill, Weston Pike, just to name a few. Oh, and there's this other guy, Eli Tomac. Yeah, the Colorado native riding for the Geico Honda team. Well, what he did in France is just dominate, to put it mildly. The first night, Tomac led practice, the 2 main events, Super Pole and elimination races, and he led every lap. However, the second night, Tomac did all of those things, but BTO Sport KTM's Justin Brayton held Eli off for 2 or 3 laps in the first main event. Other than that blemish, we're speculating that Tomac's new favorite place is Lille, France. Now, going 1-1-1-1 is a pretty successful Bercy, or Lily, you get what I'm saying. Now, Barcia, with 3 of 4 podiums, he's second. A solid trip for the younger of the Stewart brothers, third. Just off the screen in 6th was Weston Pike. He went 12-11 the first night, Sunday 3-3. Great job, Weston. And that was the Supercross segment brought to you by Acerbis. And now to ISDE, which stands for International 6 Days of Enduro, and it puts riders in a 6-day event riding for their country. The premier team is the World Trophy Team. There's also a Junior Trophy Team and a Women's Trophy Team, and more. In the 89th running of the ISDE in Argentina, the U.S. was tasked with bringing home the gold. Day 1 and the U.S. Trophy Team, made up of Mike Brown, Thad Duval, Charlie Mullins, Taylor Robert, and Caleb Russell, finished second behind France, with Zach Osborne out due to a mechanical issue that couldn't be fixed. That was the throwaway for the U.S. and could hurt later on. Day 2, Team USA kept on the gas, but a penalty was assessed to Charlie Mullins, and the trophy team slipped in the standings to 4th overall. Some were speculating that the Stars and Stripes were off the podium for good. Day 3, with Osborne out and Mullins' fall from the day before, Team USA stepped up and moved back into 2nd place overall, vaulting past Australia and Spain. They did the stage in 3 hours, 55 minutes, and 47 seconds. Moving into Day 4, and the U.S. is finding its groove. France remained the leader in the overall classification, but we were the fastest in all 5 stages on the day, and it was all Caleb Russell. He was quoted as saying, "The day was good, nothing special, nothing too bad. The first test was very good. I think I was top 5 in times. I was just consistent all day. I'm very happy about my second 6 days." 2 days to go, so that means Day 5, and the United States brings it home again, this time taking 2 minutes back from France, but still with about 10 minutes and 22 seconds on the table. So a slow start of Day 1 and Day 2 are hurting us for gold, but with Osborne out and France, the 2-time defending champs, we're looking pretty good. The final day, Day 6 of the 6 days. The Americans clawed back a few seconds on France in this one. 3 heats divided up into 3 classes, Caleb Russell competing in the E2 class, but in the end, France was very good, beating the United States by some 9 minutes and 46 seconds. So off the strong performance of Caleb Russell and the rest of the team, the U.S. was able to stand on the podium, dressed in silver. Congrats to them. Here's a quick look at the overall. We can see Caleb Russell, third fastest for the entire event. But how about the U.S.'s junior trophy team with Grant and Stuart Baylor, Justin Jones, and Trevor Bollinger? These four won the gold, beating France by 1 minute and 42 seconds. The women took the bronze with Sarah Baldwin, Rachel Gudich, and Amanda Maston, all lining up in Argentina. Now on to some local fun, or World Championship fun, you decide. The Team Hare Scramble Championship of the World, to be exact. Teams of 2 on ATVs or motorcycles swap out each lap for a very cool team event. It happens in Athens, Ohio, and this year marks the 30th running. And it's said to be the most fun that people can have on 2 wheels. Well, we'll see. To the video. With some of the top riders busy in Argentina at the ISDE, the door was wide open for the World Championship. When the green flag flew on the Le Mans-style start, it was St. Albans, West Virginia's Sam Evans taking the whole shot aboard his hardcore racing-backed KTM, with Londonderry, Ohio's Ryan Slopko falling into second. At the end of lap 1, Evans had the lead with teammate Tristan Landrum, while Slopko, still in second, teamed with Tristan Stumpo. As the race ended, it was Evans and Landrum with a dominating win, taking their first ever Team Hare Scramble World Championship. Slopko and Stumbo would finish second. Now that you know about Team Hare Scramble, put it on your list of things to do in 2015. You never know, you could be a world champ. Hey, maybe Chad Reed will do it with me. A couple of things on the road race side of things. The MotoGP World Championship wrapped up in Valencia, Spain, with reigning champ Marc Marquez taking the win and adding to his record-breaking total, 13 in one season. He won 72% of the time that he lined up. Way to go, Marc. And to American Kenny Noyes. Kenny won the Premier Superbike #1 plate in the Spanish FIM CEV Championship over the weekend. The CEV is one of the best domestic championships in the world, so congratulations to Kenny and his Kawasaki team. The Mountain Dew ATV MX National Championship banquet was held over the weekend, and we wanted to extend our congratulations to some special award winners. Team of the Year, Root River Racing. Youth Rider of the Year, Noah Mickelson. AMA Pro ATV Tuner of the Year, that goes to Paul Turner. Award of Media Excellence, our very own Gloop. He was surprised to hear that. Hard Charger, Ryan Carodi. Amateur of the Year, Sam Rowe. And to the Sponsor of the Year, Mountain Dew. Congratulations to all. Want to get out and watch some racing? We definitely want you to. Endurocross season wraps up at the Citizens Business Bank Arena in Ontario, California, Saturday night. Go cheer on Cody Webb.
The Racer X Show with Greg White is presented by Chaparral Motorsports. Visit Chaparral Motorsports online at chatmoto.com and by Acherubies, innovative and protective off-road accessories.
We're wrapping things up on this one. We hope you enjoyed it. We certainly did. Check out all of our social media links. On Twitter and Instagram, it's @RacerXShow. On the YouTube, it's The Racer X Show. Like us, follow us, do all that kind of stuff. We certainly appreciate it. And you can follow me personally on Twitter. It's @GregWhite. We're off next week, so we hope that you have a great Thanksgiving. For the fine crew here at the Racer X Show, presented by Chaparral Motorsports and Racer TV, I'm Greg White. Remember, we are all racing all the time. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Bye-bye. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.